Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, and that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'm sitting back in a very comfortable chair in recliner mode. That's right, I am relaxed and reclined. And in today's video, I'm going to be having a little conversation with all of you guys about trading card games, video games, movies, comic books, novels. The hell do all of these things have in common? Well, it's promo cards. That's right, baby. Today we're talking about cross-media promo cards for the various TCGs and how much I like them in general and how I was kind of blindsided by a bit of news about them not too long ago. So when it comes to a lot of cross-media promo cards, a lot of them do tend to fall by the wayside. Not a lot of collectors are super interested in them. Players don't tend to desire them that well. Of course, there are exceptions. You know, look at the Dark Duel Stories Blue Eyes, for instance. One of the earliest Yu-Gi-Oh! Promo cards ever available to the TCG. It's still, to this day, in my opinion, the most beautiful foiling on Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's one of the most desirable prints of the card and is considered a holy grail by many who would very much like to have one. It is a very nice card, and it's a nice example of how cross-promotional cards can be genuinely desirable. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a bunch of video game promo cards. In fact, last year, or maybe the year before it, they released the Early Days Collections, which is a compendium of, a compilation of, I don't know why I said compendium of Wraith? Flesh and Blood on the Mind. Anyway, this is a compilation of some of the earliest retro video games in Yu-Gi-Oh's library, and this comes with a promo card. Harpy's Feather Duster, which is pretty great, all things considered, because if you're going to buy a bunch of retro video games for Yu-Gi-Oh, you might as well get a promo card with it, and hey, that motivates you to buy it if you were kind of on the fence. So there's a bunch of like video game promo cards for Yu-Gi-Oh. It's not just Yu-Gi-Oh either. A bunch of other TCGs have had video game promos for their games. You know, the Mega Man NT Warrior TCG does have promo cards. It only had 3 sets, but it does have a few promo cards littered throughout tournaments, etc. But one of those promo cards is actually a Mega Man X promo card. He's a net Navi that you could only get if you purchased Mega Man X Command Mission. I think it was for the GameCube, maybe the PS2, but it was definitely for the GameCube. I don't have the game, I have the card because I'm a sucker for NT Warrior. But I think that's really cool how, you know, you can get this nice little bonus character to play as if you buy the video game. You know, Neopets, the Darkest Fairies, this one I do have on hand. This came with a promo card inside. If I can get it out of the, there we go, this little thing. It's got a nice little promo foil star stamp on it, which I don't know how they did that in that particular spot, but hey. You know, more power to them. And it's not just video games either. You know, as you know, there was a bunch of Magic comics from back in the day that had promo cards. A lot of Magic novels, actually, back in the day. Some of the most famous examples of promotional Magic cards come from the earliest days of the TCG's novels. There was Magic Arena, most importantly, in my opinion, which had Arena the Magic card in it. So there was Arena the Magic card in Arena the Magic novel. Cool stuff. Big fan of that. Do more of that, Wizards. And of course, there's the movie promotional tie-ins. Pokemon movies have had promotional cards for them for as long as Pokemon movies have been in theaters. I think it's not all of them are super desirable. But like the Ancient Mew tie-in promo has recently gotten quite a bit of attention just because of what it is, how old it is, and how unique it is as a Pokemon card. But the reason we're having this video is because recently I got a bit of news that I was completely blindsided by. You see, Disney, as you may or may not be aware, has 2 different card games under its belt right now. There is Lorcana, which is directly through Ravensburger, associated with Disney specifically. And then there's Star Wars Unlimited, which is, I don't think it's advertised as a Disney TCG, but Star Wars is owned by Disney, so you know what, it is what it is. Recently, I learned that Disney's actually been doing TCG promo cards for their movies. Back in 2024, Moana 2 had a promo card that I was not aware of. You could get it just for getting a ticket to the movie in AMC theaters, I think. The Mandalorian and Grogu, which just came out. Spoiler alert, not a very interesting movie in my opinion. But yeah, I guess if you went to see that at the right theater, you got a promo card for that. And Toy Story 5, which was the news that like really shocked me. The fact that there's a Toy Story 5 is what shocked me, really. But Toy Story 5 has a promotional card coming for it, for Lorcana. So that's two different Disney TCGs, Lorcana and Star Wars Unlimited, that are getting movie promotional tie-in cards in an era where it felt like less and less people are going to the movies. So hey, maybe a little bit of TCG promotional card business is what you need in order to get people to go to your films. And if that's the case, hey, more power to you, right? But at the same time, just the fact that that happens at all reminds me that, yeah, there is a lot of interesting ways to not only incentivize people to try different kinds of media that you're working with, but also ways to reward people for engaging with your wider brand. I suppose that's a polite way of putting it. Spend money and be excited to spend more money down the road. Or what was it? Don't ask questions, just be excited for next thing. I forget how the quote goes, but, you know, if you're able to hook TCG fans and the enticement of promotional cards for ancillary products is big enough, if there's a big enough draw for these promotional cards, then yeah, it can sell tickets. It can sell video games. I mean, I was already probably going to buy the Early Days collection. It is a collection of, again, some of the better Yu-Gi-Oh games from the past. It has Rechef of Destruction on it, and while that game is hard as piss, I did still like it quite a lot. If I was on the fence, the fact that this has a promotional card in it makes it an easy buy. I am not a fan of The Darkest Fairy. This is just flat out a bad game, in my opinion. I've played it quite a few times. I've given it several fair chances. Okay? I think it sucks. However, I'm a huge fan of the Neopets TCG. The fact that I was able to get one of these that came with the promo card is quite literally the only reason I bought the game. So you can see there just two examples of someone who might not have been interested in your video game grabbing it just to get a card for the TCG that they do like. That's just something that is a factor that companies are aware of, publishers are aware of, and I think not enough people in the collector side of things are aware of. You know, there's a lot of people out there who discount promotional cards, who discount promotional card tie-ins. I mean, the Early Days collection, a lot of people scoff at it because they treat it just kind of like a janky thing. Like, oh, nobody wants those. They're a bunch of old games. So this is super cheap right now. This is like $20, which completely shocks me because not only is $20 super cheap, in my opinion, for what's on the game card itself, but like, sure, again, the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG isn't the most investable thing out there right now, but look at some of the older video games that had promo cards sealed, and you tell me honestly that there's zero chance that $20 is pretty close to the floor, if not the floor itself, you know? No, by the way, no. Before any one of you guys comment, I'm not saying you should go out and buy 30 quintillion copies of the Early Days collection just to invest in it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's way too many people out there who are negative about a video game that has a promo card and has a lot of good video games on it. I think it's way too cheap. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying invest in it. I've had a comment like that, and I had a discussion. Like, oh, you're saying this is too cheap. That means you want people to invest. No, I'm just pointing out that I think it's really weird that it's cheap because it's got a lot going for it. But anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. Cool cross-media promotional stuff, and the fact that I was blindsided by Disney having two different card games that are having movie promo tie-ins this year. Whenever Toy Story 5 comes out. I'm assuming Toy Story 5 is this year at some point. But yeah, cool stuff. Please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out the Discord, the Patreon, the TCG player link. All that jazz below. And thank you guys again for watching. I'll see you next time. Ciao. Boop. Boop.